Hey, welcome to a new Project Camp update. This is 108, and like in every video that finishes with an 8, we're going to talk about our current problems or challenges, as we like to call them. And also we will be answering your questions that you drop in the comments, so we'll have a Q&A after that. But first, let's start with the challenges.
In Season 3, we were around 20-25 people living stable in camp. This year we will be 35 people living here, so we are pushing base camp to the limit. It's quite challenging, so let me show you. The living area for the vans is quite full. Also for the tents area, we can fit more together, but this is not a festival. Imagine if your neighbor snores, quite annoying. With the food, means buy a lot of food every week. And also the kitchen, quite challenging for the team. Cooking for a lot of people, quite stressful. Let's see how it goes. Last year we doubled the solar panels, so it was not a problem, but this year with more people, more power tools, more kettles, the system can overload, and also if it's cloudy days, the energy can go down very fast. We have only one shower, so, quite challenging for 35 people. This is our well, so far it's going well. Challenge in the summer could be not the consumption of the people, but all the new trees that we have planted this year. The parking area is quite full, more cars are coming, so probably we need to look for another solution for this. In the previous update you saw that we upgrade the office, we can fit more people, but in summer can be crowded, hot, flies, so it can be a little bit annoying. We have 2 toilets. We think it's not going to be a problem for 35 people, but it brings another shitty challenge. Let me show you. Last year we started composting the poo in the poo palace, but 3/4 of it is full, so we need to do something with it. Overall, all of this is challenging, but the real challenge will be 35 people living together, working together, people from all around the world, different personalities, different backgrounds. And this brings me to a longer, complex challenge about community living that Rita gonna tell us about.
So with the new season starting, there is lots to do, a mountain of work to do, but that's not the challenge. With the new people arriving, it just made us realize that there is a lot of different energies, and that makes total sense because there is a big difference in ages and all the people coming is all new and exciting, but the challenge is the perspective of the long-term people versus the perspective of the people that come short-term, or in other words also saying the people that are creating their lives here versus the people that are here to experimenting something new. So the challenge is the people that come really love it here, and last year people really enjoyed it and many of them even returned this year, but the long-term people ended up quite exhausted, so there was not the right balance and we realized we can't keep this up like this. Let me give you an example. The people that come anew, it's all new, super exciting, so everyone wants to do everything together, like eat, play, work, every single day of the week. For the long-term people, we have a different way of doing it because we feel a bit more settled. So we tend to do things in smaller groups or even spending more time on our own. Also because we tend to look to the project with a more sense of responsibility, so everything connects a bit more to work. And on the top of that, we have a bunch of practical things to do, like car insurance, doctor, dentist, and even sometimes to go out to work for our own personal income. So the big change we are implementing this year is that the long-term people will move to the middle land, which means having a bit more distance from base camp. Base camp tends to be quite noisy and very public, and we don't need to be there present all the time. This seems very easy and simple, but realistically can be hard to implement because sometimes the challenge is that people, when think of community, they think it all together, all equal and all the same. But realistically, not really. And we have the question if to really look at, like to be equal for everyone or to look more to individual needs. For this year, we will try this way. and we will test it and see if this works for us and for the whole group, and we will let you know. Maybe if you're trying to make a community yourself, you don't need to go through the whole roller coaster of finding out these things.
So another challenge we had was figuring out if we want to buy a tractor or a digger, which big device would make sense for us. Because the tractor is good for maintaining the land, but the digger more for landscaping, so we can make bigger things like a lake. And it seemed more useful for us in the early years to have a digger, so we decided for a digger. That's one challenge done. And we also got the money from doing advertisement last year, so also done. So you might think, what is the challenge? Well, the challenge now is, can we actually get a digger? Where do we find it? What do we need to look out for? We don't know anything about diggers. What's the size we need? What are the specifications? How can we see if it's good or bad condition? So yeah, we have a lot to learn about diggers, but it would go fast, so you can follow also the topic if you want to stay up to date with that.
So, we have quite a challenge with this tent. We have some tents like this, we have been using them for the last couple of seasons, and they're really good, really big, and they are really durable, but over time we start to find some problems that we want to address. We use them quite a lot, and with time they start to rip a bit apart the fabrics. Yeah, and these are not very permanent fixes. Another tiny hole here. Got bitten by mice. Also little holes here. Another one over here. Yeah, and this is supposed to be a waterproof layer, but now it's not anymore. Water can go in, insects, dust. We need to find a way to repair it, and also to store it a bit more properly, because we store it in the storage container, but mice has got in and they just, bitten this. The tent, it's made out of cotton, really good material, but with the usage, with the rain and rain, it starts to get less and less waterproof. But also with the humidity and rain, mold. Over time, these dark spots started to appear everywhere in the tent. It started to smell quite bad, and this just rottens the fabric. We actually tried to send one of these tents to clean, but the guy just gave us the tent exactly the same. So yeah, we would like to know how can we properly clean the tent, or let us know if you know someone around here in Portugal that could help us to do it. So guys, let us know if you have any tips or things we can do to improve our tents.
The challenge of the pizza oven is that we built this one in season 1, and it's a guy who built the pizza oven for festival, very temporary structure, but we designed this one to be a bit more long-lasting, so it has a metal frame.
Still doesn't look like a pizza oven, but it is.
But it's still designed for temporary use, so it's a bit of a weird in-between that made that the design cracked. The metal structure made that expand, shrinks, and made all these cracks, even in the granite, get touched. So we have this strangely designed pizza oven. So here is the crack, it's completely baked inside, very dry and cooked clay, so hard to get moist again to add some new one. And this is the metal frame, completely detached from the whole structure now for how much it expands and grow. And here that crack, connected to that big metal frame. The granite just like burst, we can see it even from the inside. So two possibilities that we have. We have the first one, which is to take it all down and rebuild it, which means some weeks of work on it, and it's quite heavy on the community.
No pizza oven for 3 weeks? I'll cry myself to sleep every Friday evening.
Yeah, pretty devastated.
Bad.
probably really sad without credit.
Or a second option is to patch it up with a bunch of clay, but that would mean as well to work with the clay that is already baked and the frame stays here, so we still have that expansion problem. Not really sure what to do, but let's see. Maybe we'll find a good one.
Another challenge we have is with our biodigester. Last year we invited some friends to help us to build this prototype.
How's it going, Fabio?
No encontra rosca.
We built it in order to learn from this technology and see what happens in the future. But at the end we had some problems and challenges, so we couldn't make it work. We had some leaks of gas in the different joints, but we kind of fixed that at the end of the year. This joint also got a bit leaking, also it's not very stable. After that we realized that the bacteria were actually not working properly because the gas that we were producing was not the right one. Then we measured the pH was not the right one either. So that led us to neglect it a bit, stop to work on it. Then came the winter, people left, not many people could spend time on it. Also the temperature dropped, which makes the bacteria not work that much. It also got a bit dusty for the non-usage of it. And the challenge now would be to find one person that can really research about it, take care of all the little details, and also to find a way to integrate it properly in the camp routines, like integrated with the kitchen, so the leftovers of the kitchen get shredded and get inside in an easy way, so it's not a lot of effort for the kitchen to actually use it. Still not sure how we are going to make it, but hopefully we find the right person and we find the right solutions for it.
Okay, so those were our current challenges so far, and now we're going to jump into our Q&A. What project is everyone most excited about this season?
I'm more excited by maybe the ruin, granite ruin.
I'm really excited to see how the fridge box is going to turn out.
Composting, fixing our compost.
Is it the ruin renovation, the new one?
I'm very curious about the fridge box.
I'm really looking forward for the granite ruin because it's really exciting for me to learn stonework.
What are the projects?
Maybe the ruin renovation?
I'm looking forward to see that mimosa patch cleared to the top rock.
I was most excited about the pizza oven.
So I'm in the landscaping team and we have a big project of the area, the big area, and yeah, that's exciting.
I'm looking forward anything water related.
The renovation of the room for sure.
Making steps for the community center.
I don't think I have a favorite one.
The new house, the box, the fridge box.
Granite ruin renovation.
Putting some order in the wood storage.
What is your final objective? Make everything 100% natural?
I think it's hard to make everything natural, almost impossible in the way how we live this world. So we like to use a lot of recycled stuff first, which we are currently doing now. Most of the things are recycled, and in the future we're going to explore more the natural side of things. But realistically, it's probably a bit of a blend of those two.
How's learning Portuguese coming along for the campers?
Cool, especially with special Portuguese people.
Embarrassingly slow.
Muito bem.
I mean, it's
pretty good, but now I'm more into Spanish.
I can say hola. I can say obrigado.
Tudo bem, senhor? Então.
Not really good. I actually don't learn anything.
A little bit aside. I speak Spanish, Portuñol.
I think I know quite Portuguese.
That's very good.
Not so good.
Not so good. We try.
So good. I now have 5 sentences which I can say so perfectly.
Not at all.
Really bad, but yeah.
Eu sou português.
What do you think about the idea to have a static webcam with a faraway all-around view of Basecamp, a 24/7 live stream with the chat? I think we are already very exposed in YouTube, and I'd rather have some black areas that we don't film because then we have some privacy. Will you ever build a tower from the original Project Camp drawing?
I think that would still be cool, Mimosa Tower, but we still have a few other priorities first. But maybe one day.
I think it will be a cool idea at some point, especially to have an overview of the forest in case of fires. Can you show us what the wood test board from the few seasons ago looks like?
Here you have it. Same results as last year. Let's see in 20 years. Then it will start to be interesting.
What happened with the mice you trapped?
We actually trapped by now around 10 different mice, and we try to take them, or we take them to the other side of the creek, quite far away, so that they lose a bit the track of how to come back. Not really working.
Perhaps time for some farm cats to control mice?
Nah. Cats, they don't just control the mice, but they control the birds, they control the lizards, they control the everything else. And they become a bit too territorial.
Is Rita married?
Nope.
Have you considered making some kind of eco-work music festival on your land? Seriously, not. But I kind of dream it about that. And maybe getting a discount for people who's not coming with cars. Do you play any console games at camp?
No.
No.
Not even.
Does anyone? Oh yeah, okay, Wordle and Worldle.
No.
Never, but Matei does. Right now I play Hearthstone Battlegrounds and Don't Starve.
Wordle. Is it the game?
No. I only played Tetris on my old Game Boy.
No.
Actually, I yes, I have a Nintendo Switch, yeah, and sometimes I play in the night, yeah.
Don't care that much about gaming. I prefer climbing.
Just before coming, I played Harry Potter Lego on the Switch for a week.
No.
Sudoku?
No. Only Duolingo.
Has there been any romance on camp?
No, only Duolingo.
I feel like there's some.
No, of course not.
Not me.
Not that I know of.
Quite some.
Not that I know of.
No. Maybe?
Not that I know.
No comment.
A few, but I cannot tell you more than that.
Yes. Not me.
Not I'm aware of.
I think answering that would be already too much information. So.
Will you rebuild the ruin, and when?
Yes, this season.
What will you use those granite ruins for?
Still not sure. Probably a multi-purpose place.
Are you having plans to build a windmill?
Not yet.
What about a hydropower plant on the dam?
That's a great idea. Probably not this season.
I guess there will be some introductory bits for the new gals and guys. I'd like to know what made them apply.
I decided to apply because I wanted to know what it feels to design a sustainable way of living off-grid.
I was really looking forward to doing, to working outside a lot with my hands, with a good group of people, and working on sustainability issues.
Because I was curious how it works in terms of collectivity here.
I finally got some free time to come.
I really like the goal of Project Camp, and I thought that I really had something to offer, so I thought, and I like living in community, so I thought maybe this will work out, and so far it is.
I was curious about how life can be in a community like that, so yeah.
I thought the project was really cool, and I wanted to be a part of it.
I want to try to live in a community, and also I really like video making, so it was the best combination.
And the returning veterans, what made them come back?
Oh, that is a good question. I think I felt really at home here at the end of last year, and I felt like there was so much more for me to learn here.
I have not really finished what I started to did last year. And I need to continue to learn English, maybe, also.
Because I love the place.
I came back because I still have a lot to learn, and I like this place because we make mistakes, and it's cool. And also I'm very happy here.
I like the things we do here, and I believe in the project, and I made some really good friends here, so I decided to come back.
I really had a good time here last year. I believe in the project. Yeah, I like being here.
I want to continue what I started.
I wanted to check out how this season everything changed and progressed.
Question regarding construction material. How the concrete cement alternative hold up over this winter?
I think it held up okay, the magnesium phosphate cement. Although I think we miss care of it. We should not brush this with a metal brush. Nuh-uh.
Goats.
What's up with the goats?
Do you know how much of the basketball floor is still left, and are you considering using it for the community center too?
Where we used it last time, we go to the sawmill and we remove some parts of that big pile. I think the rest is still there. For the community center, I think we will check whenever the community center comes.
Did you come across any original Portuguese name for parts of your land?
This land is called Arrancada or Graciosa by our neighbors. So actually oftentimes when we refer to the land when we are speaking to neighbors, we say that we are the neighbors from Arrancada.
How was the pig trailer house during the winter?
It was good, it was all dry, no leaks, not too cold, but not much inside yet.
How you handle all the social stuff which comes with more people? Not everyone is cool with another?
I'm gonna walk the dog.
Sometimes a bit overwhelming, but we try to get some space out of camp.
I don't have to try very hard. Other people are very nice.
I retreat a bit back into my tent.
It's very easy. I like to be with people, hanging out. Yeah.
I'm not very used to be around a lot of people, so it's kind of challenging.
I guess not really a problem for me. I very much appreciate people. I'm a social creature.
It's a bit hard to get to know new people, but usually people who come here are nice, so.
Take time alone and go walks in the nature is a really good thing to do.
Well, I just climb.
It's not really easy for me because I would say I'm more introvert.
I kind of like to meet new people, and people here are usually really cool, but sometimes can be a bit overwhelming social interactions all the time.
It was a little bit hard for me at first, but the people are really inviting and it makes it easy.
I am very sociable, so I quite enjoy big groups, which is very helpful. But then sometimes I do need to be a little bit separate.
It's a challenge. I find it very useful for me to take a moment in the morning and do some yoga.
Do you have plans to expand, like buying more land next to Project Camp?
We often have neighbors coming to us that they have the land for sale. And some areas would be nice because we can extend a bit the fire break we have around us if we can maintain the land. But we also still have a lot of land here to maintain. So we're still exploring a bit what would be the best way.
Are you going to upgrade your garden?
Yes, we are. We have a bunch of us who are really interested in kind of hobby growing some vegetables. So we've created a little bed here. We're just in the process of it, of some sunken beds. And yeah, there's a bunch of us who are keen to grow a little bit of veggies or fruits or herbs.
What about leaving a dehumidifier on in the kitchen during winter? You got all that unused solar power.
True, we do have a lot of electricity, but we actually were a bit against getting another device, and it's quite high-end stuff. But actually we got one this winter to test it out to see if it makes sense. So now we have one in the storage container, so we're analyzing the humidity levels. Now it's actually full of water. It's quite impressive, the amount of stuff that comes out. But yeah, we're still not sure what's the best way to do it, but we're analyzing it.
How do you spend evenings in camp? What's the atmosphere there at night? Is everybody just too tired from all the work?
The other day we were watching a series.
Depends on the day. Some days there's game night, movie night, or just chilling, drinking the tea.
Usually chilling or a movie or game night.
Every night something is happening, a lot of noise, a lot of people, which is kind of cool. Now it's more relaxing and more chilling.
I think we have really different people. I tend to retreat and have a bit more alone time in the evenings.
I usually stay up pretty late. I like when we play games. It's really fun. And usually just chilling.
We often play games in the evening or football. We watch movies together,
Depends on the day. Sometimes we're too tired, but often we play board games or we just sit and have a chat. I think it'll change as the weather changes as well.
I'm not tired because I work in the computer. So we have this small village close by with a lot of old houses, and we go there and we climb some of them, and it's quite fun.
Have you considered a bike fleet?
We actually already have a bike fleet because people here actually bring their bikes and use them around. And last year, me and Emily, we bought these 2 old bikes for the people to use. And probably in the future we will repair them a bit, so we make like a community bike system.
Do some key team members stay on the property throughout the winter?
Yes, we tend to live, at least for a little bit, just to have a bit of a rest from the land and the project, and also because some of us even need to work throughout the winter. But yeah, and mostly Dave tends to be the one that remains the most.
So I stay quite a big chunk of the winter in the area, but not really on the land. But I have a rented house in a town nearby.
There we were going and coming. Some people went less, some people went more, some people came back, and we stay in our vans and trailer.
I think I spend most of the time here in the winter. I just stay in where I usually stay. But each year it gets a bit easier to be here on the winter and less raw. So I think this year maybe more people would stay in the winter.
I'm curious how you're going to manage the logistic of meal times with so many people.
We'll manage. We'll get help from general help, and we'll get help from everyone who wants to help.
Like me.
What do you use for cleaning? Any tips for our homes?
We basically use mostly vinegar and baking soda, also any kind of organic soap, but in depth I would say time.
Why not name Middle Land Middle Earth instead? Feels like a missed opportunity.
I don't see the opportunity.
Spiky Bushes merch? When? No, seriously, when?
Okay, I hear you. If you gather 1,000 people, we'll get it.
Alright, that was it for this update. Hope that you enjoyed it. Next one is going to be about getting a new trailer and finishing the pig trailer also. So if you already want to watch it now, you can support us in Patreon and watch it 1 week ahead, 4K, no ads. If not, you can subscribe and see you here next week. Thanks for watching.